Change my ways. See right through it. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Messenger. Good. Man, hey, look, I had to redo my video, y'all. Got hot outside. Devil is a lie. I wasn't even directly in the sun, just under the, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We ain't gonna trip. We're gonna do this. I was a little dressed up for y'all. Just the top, though. You know. I'm gonna put on no damn sweat, no pants. And that song right there, so I had a little shorts on, you know what I'm saying? But I was looking nice. I was looking clean. I was trying to bring a little aspect. But that's all right. That's okay. One monkey don't stop no show around here. Let's check this out. Topics we talked about, things I talked about, I'll recap over. I'll try to keep this under 30 minutes. That's what I like to do. We're gonna talk about how today, now, for me, starting to hear some ministers. I'm starting to listen to some ministers, on music, in the morning, on Sundays and stuff, just get a feel of the direction of where the philosophies and idealisms are going, because they are changing. And I'm starting to hear some of the ministers spit things on like John 10:10, being how is we as gods. I've heard 4 ministers, two prominent and 2, local type, describe folks who in the spiritual community or are speaking against religion, and just us, I guess I should say, people starting to understand. Some of them know. They ain't starting to understand. They just able to speak about it now because they've been tongue-tied. They've been not able to speak of it because of 501c or whatever things we understand, right? So, one of the things I'm thinking of is the use of God, saying we're God. You know, I get in the past would get frustrated or like just look at people like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? You have prominent people like Hove and Ye and all these others that can use description of God and use that in others in the Christian sector or religious sector or even in society feel, I don't know how you feel, but when they saying this stuff, I myself look at them and say they know who they are. They are. This individual might not be using his name Sean Carter or whatever, and using Hove, and that's his his name, who he identifies himself with. I don't look at that individual, these individuals who go out and step on that saying, I'm a God or I'm this or that, and saying, using it for play or using it for because I'm making money off this or that. I use it that individual knows who they are. That individual has stepped into their awareness, inner being, and saying, this is who I am. I'm the God of me. This, what I do, I create, I own my mojo. All right. So when other individuals, Charlemagne the God, he gets that same credit. When other individuals outside that, because they're not famous, they ain't got no money, I said this in a song, it's kind of strange. We go at them. Oh, you ain't no God, and we you ain't no this and that and that. And I'm like, okay, got it. But your ministers out here, we got our ministers who have to preach and teach a certain way. They starting to, they see it. It's in the prescription. It's in our scriptures. You know what I'm saying? It just say we gods. All right? God created us. Gods. Little gods. So one of our pastors on the others this morning said the little gods, and he's talking about rebellion against the scripture. The little gods, the little G's. He didn't say gods, he said the little G's. Rebelling against the scripture, rebelling against the gospel. And I'm gonna try to go quickly on these because I took my time in the first video and I was already doing for 30 minutes, so I'm not gonna try to beat a dead horse because we're talking about, all of us are talking about the same thing. We're just going at different angles with it. I'm not rebellious against the scripture. It just takes a bad taste in somebody's mouth when you know what the scripture has done to our society, to my population, to my people that look like me. The scripture has not enslaved the minds of people that don't look like me as a mass. Watch this. Everybody that's Japanese, everybody that's Chinese, everybody that's these different origins and religion. It's funny how they have their own religion, and then this religion, the Christian Catholic religion, if they choose to in their countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what's your religion? What's your own religion? Do anybody know? Before we was knocked in the head over here after the Civil War and before the whenever, you know what I'm saying, if you want to say 1492, whenever you want to say when that Bible came out, constructed, and really started taking path in the black culture and the black population, indigenous people, whatever you want to call us, I'm stopping to argue with what everybody want to call. Well, we ain't doing. Yeah, you're right. We everything. Okay, we everything. So you can't. The real ones know you're not gonna be able to label me just this, because I've done my research. Bloodline of this, bloodline of that. Know this. Know, you know what I'm saying? Understand. But the rebellion that one sees against in the church, against the scriptures and stuff like that, isn't the scriptures themselves. It's the interpretation of the scriptures and the things that some have used in the scripture to either manipulate, control, hinder, kill, spread, crusades, stuff like that, right? When you use that book for that, yeah, there's a problem. And so now religious people are starting to defend the book. You can't defend what's undefendable. especially when before that book, there was other books that built that book, to help build that book. Before that book, there was other scriptures and things and da-da-da and all that kind of stuff that came to correlate that and make that into what it is. And not many, if any, 1% has went back there. You know, you got a lot of people come out there with the etymology and all that kind of stuff and the history of our, you know, and there's some great people out there doing some beautiful work, you know, and the work is coming to the forefront. But no, I didn't like the fact that we're rebelling against the Bible, the scripture, or the gospel. You pastor, ministers, you rebel against the Bible and scripture yourselves because you do not preach the whole scripture. You pick and choose in the seasons what you want to topic on and talk about, cater to the emotions of your congregation. Like this Sunday, there's no doubt every church on Sunday talking about heat and how hot it is, and so everybody talking about right now probably, let me just take a stab at it. It's hot outside, it's heating up, and I'm not pleased, I'm not making a mockery now. I'm just showing you examples of when I was in church, growing up, seasons by seasons, as it's hot outside, feel like hell. That's what these devilish people that spewing it, they're going to go to hell and they're going to be 10 times as hot. I can guarantee somebody said that in their church. Not realizing, man, okay, hey brother, my intelligence understanding tells me, if I'm a fool and I ain't got no job right now, but I quit my job because some people told me you need to stop working and I'm just listening to people. And so I quit my job knowing I got a car payment, I got a mortgage, I got utility bills, I got all this stuff that I gotta maintain. But I'm losing to Susie, Rick, James, Bobby, all them, blah, blah, blah. So I quit my job. They ain't like, quit your job, you ain't supposed to be working. And I ain't realize what the hell I want to do for income. So now the AC ain't working, the electricity went off and all that stuff, and it's hot as. So where you think you at then? It's 106 outside. You ain't got no AC inside, so that's 140, 150. Of course you in hell. Some of us gonna stop letting people play with our emotions, man. Play with our psyche. Hell is where you make it. Heaven where you make it. That's how it is. A pastor and a minister can tell you about hell well. Okay? They can sprue with hell, see. Because when they get out that pulpit, when they go, they not going no hell. They know what's at. What it look like there is poverty. It's unabundance. Hell is ignorance. Hell is following ignorance, which cause us to think ignorant. That's how this go. That's how this go. When do you get a chance inside that covenant to speak your opinion, your choice, your free will, your understanding, and it's rather than allowing somebody to tell you to go buy a prescription that was years, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Thousands of years ago that people followed, but really people don't really understand, man, the book was not for you initially. The book was for the elite intelligent. They never wanted the lower class to touch a book. And that's what we don't get. the same people who wrote these books and all that stuff to control you, when they found out, oh, we messed up, then they start burning books. Think about this, people. They start burning books. Why? Who? The same type of people that you allow society to continue to control, get back in and control you with the same religions. And the only book they want you to have is their holy books. That's it. Please don't go over and divest in this and look at this and go do research over here and here and here. I employ individuals to go look at people like Billy Carson, where that, this young man is doing a wealth of research on things. Been watching him a long time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us that know Unearthed, they put that young man in jail. We ain't gonna talk about it too much, but that young man talked about it. How in Antarctica, he already exploded the Bermuda Triangle, where that pyramid was down there. So they finding unearthed in the Antarctica, Alaska. The ice clays out there are melting, so these pyramids are starting to rise. A lot of us started seeing this already. Right? There was a time, I think, when George W. Bush Sr., before his passing, they flew him over there, and people didn't see that. McCain too, before his passing. These people went over there, and you got to think in your mind, a lot of Congress people, if you go back 2017, 2018 time frame, a lot of them went over there vacationing, skiing, and all this shit. Talking about, oh yeah, they're going to take trips. No, they was going looking at shit. Looking at stuff me and you can't look at. And a lot of people starting, a lot of us folks that ain't into the sci-fi and, oh, that's fiction and that ain't it. Okay, do you. That's cool and dang, freedom of choice and stuff. But all this stuff, when you pay attention, leads to something. Why are you investing y'all's energy over there? Because that's where they get their answers from. That's where you, me, and whoever else that was on here know they came from, a bloodline, Tutankhamun, or whoever would. When we go back at our history, these people didn't done their DNA. Me and you and we don't own no DNA machines and go there. A lot of someone says, you could send yours off and you get the result. How you not gonna get the right results with these people, man? Shit. They find out you somebody I know, like now. Shit, I know who the fuck I am. Excuse me, because it's Serious Sunday. And a lot of other black folks know. We ain't done our research. I don't need people to continue to give me clues and hints. I know, but just because me knowing on that, what's that got to do with this society right here? Control the situation and say, well, we know who he is. He know who he is, but hey, they know, that's not who we want. And the message that he has in his head and who he is today is not who we want in our society, because he's going against the paradigm. We want to keep our manipulative, lying, corrupt stuff. We want to keep that going. This individual that, we don't need him talking. How you know? Platform's falling. I mean, platform ain't fair, but I have to do stuff, to when you have so many people coming at you and things like that, and you thinking, damn, somebody's stealing content and doing this, doing that. Ain't that? I told y'all, CIA, FBI, that's why I made that song right there, Divide and Conquer. They working their angles. They know exactly what they're doing. Empress Lillian, shout out to you. She's starting to expose some of you goddesses out there, some of all of us out there. It is time for us to wake up and, at one point in time, this was hee-hee-ha, and, good, because we was all hungry, but now they ramping up people because they understand when you got Kamal Bell coming on tonight, talking about woke nation. Man, stop. Told y'all. Every morning I'd get up. That's why I was so amped about, and this is my testimony, about losing the quality of my channel in our chat channels, was because I understood the magnitude that I was pushing. You know what I'm saying? You seen I wasn't doing it for money and stuff like that. I was investing in my own stuff, and I'll get to that another thing. I was investing in on my own because I want to get my message out, push that message out, because I want to do my part, and I want to know that I'm doing my part. You know what I'm saying? So they understood, man. Shut that dude down, man. They pushing, he investing. He ain't asking for no donations. He ain't putting on, I had my subscribe, I had my partner program. I had everything in place where I could make money, y'all, monetize. The only thing I would do was turn my channels turn on my videos to monetize. So if I decided when I get to subscribe, when I wanted to open up subscribe, because what I was waiting on is, I want a platform like most of these young ladies have, where you can you have your website and you go on there and coach, mentor, stuff like that. So in the back program, you're doing your program, your certificates and stuff like that. So you build and stuff. Same thing we're gonna keep on doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a person, I like to get that stuff right off the bat when we're gonna do. So the Firebug, whatever they doing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you're not doing it like this, or right? And it wasn't like you doing anything illegal or nothing. Which gets to, yes, you have a platform. Once you make partner program and all this stuff, you get perks where that you can invest in how many subscribers you want to push, how many likes, comments, and all that stuff. You can buy that shit and invest in yourself, and to push your content. All right, no different than Wall Street investing in currency and all this other stuff. You investing in your channel and in yourself. All right, some do it, some don't. I tried it, shit, and I was doing it. It makes it. All right, but when you can tell when you invested in your message and your message is pushing and people are seeing it, and then the aesthetics of people coming around, and you got your Wi-Fi getting tapped, right? You got when I talked to you about earlier in things, when I talked to you about people around my house, like, what the hell? This is true stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they try to attribute this system is trying to attribute to our behaviors, you know what I'm saying? What we're going through, relationships, breaks up, da da da. And I'm not saying that the other individuals and stuff ain't doing stuff. Yeah, they are, but not to this magnitude. I know the other individuals, they not that sad. All right. So this would understood that I made divide and conquer, because we need to understand this is the same stuff that they did too in the 60s when black folks, 70s when we was getting together, we was getting on our star grind. In the 80s when you was growing, your families getting children, and they start throwing the monkey wrenches. In the 60s they start throwing in the Judases in your own families, in your own cultures, in your own neighborhoods, going against you, going back, giving information to the man so you can break you down. 70s, all that stuff, same thing. Families started brought in Planned Parenthood and all that kind of stuff. And watch this, DAP, I think it was DAP or something like that, where they put that stuff in the ladies' arms and stuff, so y'all don't get pregnant and all that kind of stuff. That stuff, birth control start coming in, all that kind of stuff. See what I'm talking about? That's breaking up of the family. All right, drugs. We already know 80s, boom, crack, cocaine killed us. Guns, 90s, gang banging, all that. Look at the things they put inside our community, just ours, to destroy us. So why wouldn't we think it's the same thing? You must. Exact same thing. Pit these folks against them. They love drama. Come back to it. We do not need to create anything new. We already got to deal with the stuff we got to deal with. Create drama, bring them against each other, they'll destroy themselves. That's where we at. They don't want family. They don't want you, parents, raising your own kids, teaching your own kids. So they got to destroy this platform. Because this platform right here, these platforms, the YouTubes, man, if given the right and the freedom to do what they need to do without the rhetoric of hurting and destroying anybody else or breaking down anybody, it's perfect. But they don't even want that. Because they see, we need people control. Scared that if you have open-minded people, open-minded society, that's going to be out of control. Tithe. Believe in tithe. Listen to the message, talk about tithe. Tithing is what makes the world go around for us. I don't think we understand the tithing. We tithe. You tithing when you pay your taxes and stuff like that, man. It's especially where your taxes go. I can't tell you that. We all know, man. My roads ain't getting fixed in my community. You know what I'm saying? My grocery store is empty just like yours. My churches is falling down and facilities and stuff falling down. So where the tithes going? IRS. That's your biggest tie. You see what I'm saying? See how that works? That's our biggest tie as a society in America. IRS, right? That revenue is supposed to go into our system, right? So that it fixes things and stuff like that, makes establishment. And we know what's going on, y'all. Pandemic didn't take all the money away, right? Because IRS been around how long? We should be like living like some fat ass cats, huh? So that's the one tie, right? Then the tie of your sacrifice that you give unconditional. Right? I believe we all, this is my belief, I believe we all should play some part, some ownership part in it. Right? I didn't get ahead in this society, though I might tribute to say I'm a self-made person and all that stuff or whatever. But that's not totally true, is it? You know what I mean? Somebody was there for you at one point in time, Sean. God, rail, somebody was there for you to help galvanate you, help put some fire up under you. At one point, so many times in my life, man, I gotta say, help me out of situations that I should not have been in, or situations that I got myself in, and just, hey, there's something about you. You done some stuff here, but when we listen to you talk, you just don't identify with you. What are you doing? All right. So if I didn't have them type of people in my life, then I can imagine where I'd be, and I already know where I'd be. All right. So I believe that each and every one of us who are able, in some way or form, to make some type of better life for ourselves and live in that and not want for anything, we are the ones that should be giving back. We are the ones that should be pillars to continue the society that we want, that we desire, without harming anybody. Because our desires are getting out of control, ain't they? You know what I'm saying? Our desires got our women out in the street, man, being more man than woman. And I say that because the woman today is starting to take on the attributes of the man that has been running the world. That dog attitude, that, I'm going to go out here and get mine. F love, F the kids, F having kids, F raising them, F learning how to raise, F being a better person. I want to look like such and such and such and such, and I want the bag and I want the red bottle. You know what I'm saying? We've individualized ourselves, which is okay. It's okay too, because you're trying to get aware of yourself, right? But what are you trying to get aware of? Are you trying to get aware of this wall, this building, this temple? Because it's just a temple. It's all that. You can write on it, ink on it, you can pierce on it, you can cut it, you can grow it. It's just a temple, it's just flesh. Right? What does it mean though? Because if you ain't feeling good inside, if you ain't feeling good about all this inside, I'm spinning your wheels. Me, you, we just spinning our wheels. These are conditions that we've been placed in, many of us, because the pandemic has done so much destruction to a lot of us. Not just on an individual base, not just on a relationship base, on a societal base, our communities, our neighborhoods. Our society is blinders on right now. Everybody's just wanting to stay and gotta stay feeling it. Let me just stay in my lane. Because we're scared, we're feared of, do you got pocket or do you got hunky doc, or do you got dollar lock, or what you got? And it's crazy, we doing that, and half of us running around worried about that stuff, and ain't got no mask on. So at one point, we elevate in our mind, understand, yeah, when I put that thing on, I ain't doing nothing but almost doing the same thing as I do. I might as well go put the car that I'm finna go in. I mean, there's people walk in their car. Sean, shut up. People, I'm not saying ain't nothing out there. I really ain't. But when I look at how foolish they got us looking out here, you in your car by yourself with your mask on, not even letting yourself breathe. By yourself. They didn't scare you. You're in the car by yourself. I had a lady, I hate to bust you out, but here's what it is. Neighbor, long time ago, whatever. You just close to talking, all that. Run your mouth. Nobody got a mask on around you, but you got the mask on. You did all that. You did touch the guy, he can give you the money back, no. You did. I ain't seen you put on no hand wipe, none of that. Touch the same bag, all that kind of stuff. Walk out the store and say, y'all need to get y'all mask. This stuff is real. I work at the such and such, and it. What I'm getting to is disheartening. When I look at things like that, I know now why we are in the condition that we in as a people. Virus is a virus. It ain't gonna change. Virus ain't gonna say, well, you got a mask on, so I ain't gonna jump on you. I ain't gonna touch. Just because you touch the same can, Sean, you touch that can, I touch that can, the virus, it ain't gonna. Last time I checked, the virus was airborne, right? Didn't they say that? So, if we take our ignorance in that situation, then now we see why in religion, in any type of area, other areas, we're not gonna never get ahead with certain types of people. That's just the way it is, and that's cool. I get that. I understand that. Where I try to break that down though is because some of these beautiful people, because they're still beautiful people, man. I don't try to attribute little things and and chip away at people and say, like other people do, well, he do this or she do that. Nah, I don't like them and push them. I don't do that, man. I just look at people like, okay, that's just something I don't like about them, or I don't agree with about them, but I ain't gonna throw the whole person around, dislike the whole person, or whatever. That if there's other things that me and him or she got in common, whatever, and we can do, then boom, cool. Let's keep it moving. But I'm not gonna hold against somebody because they Christian or because they did so that. We talk, we mediate. You gonna treat me as a Christian, you are. I'm a spiritual. You a Muslim. You just. How we gonna? Can we get along? Can we go fish? Can we do this? Can we play ball? Can we play some dominoes? We talk. We can even have some debates and stuff like that. But can we agree to disagree and still be like, man, I still care about you though. I wish somebody would touch you in your religion. I still care about you, bro. I wish somebody would rain and parade on you around me. Can we be like that? Can we get to that? Protect each other's thoughts and processes and stuff like that? Because I'm at that point. Been at that point. I know many don't think like that because, oh man, but you throw shots at Christians and Catholics. No. I throw shots at the fact of we corrupt in these places. And we corrupt because the prescription that we think we have knowledge of that's leading us forward, no. And you can tell. Because if the knowledge was solid and truthful based, then the things that are going on in our facilities that hold the religious scepter, they wouldn't be happening. They just wouldn't be happening. But because you quiet the woman, that's the biggest. Because you quiet the woman within the scriptures. Listen to me well. Ladies, you continue to do the same thing. Can you find somebody in there to honor on your side? To hold up on your side most high? Because man love when you honor most high him on him. Because it's almost like honoring him still. When he ain't, you call it. On earth. When he right now ain't, I'm telling you, when you ladies start playing with it, man, and put yourselves on that pedestal and put yourselves on that throne and know who you are, the ultimate creators of you are, no, not Big G, but creator of wisdom, life. You're the tree. You're the tree. Oh, most definitely. Let's start with you. The tithing. Just me. Each day I try to walk out this house, man. If I got a dollar on myself, money on myself, whatever, I wish to hope to have the opportunity to run into somebody that I can help out, bless. That's what somebody's done for me. Just comes in different forms. Than the person off on the street. When you got good credit, stuff like that, see what I'm saying? It's afforded to you. But you got that good credit based off of your hard work and all of a sudden people looking at you and saying, oh, that's a good person, or that's a good individual, good, I can trust him if I get loan on this money, da da da. So these people put guardrails up for you to be able to have an advantage in your life. See that? We've been made to, with this pandemic and all the aspects of it, because they understood. The young folks were waking up. They seen it. I'm probably telling you, I'm a college dude. I've seen it. I was around them college kids, youth, and that's why I'm so thankful for my relationship. I ain't got no qualms about coming around and look at it. Man, I needed to be in there so I could see things. You know what I'm saying? And I was around young folks. And man, if anything, I seen young folks waking up big time. Before I seen older folks rocking and understanding the magnets and the electricity and all that stuff, I was seeing young folks. It's 4-5 years ago. Yeah, well, the government, this, and, you know these things, but I'm like, man, young, what you talking about? And then I started going to look at the things that they was going looking on YouTube and stuff, and I said, okay. And then seeing my children TikTok and Instagram and them coming to me and saying, hey, Pop, this content, you see this right here? And I was like, wow. Okay. We here. So those of us who know and doing the best things we can do and keep going forward and moving forward, man, I applaud you. Real talk. Those who've been doing this for a long time and gave examples and horror stories and stuff that you had to go through. I know when Bombi was talking, I know people was like, you was trying to act like you was invisible and you was doing it. I believe everything that man was saying, man, about how attacks and spiritual attacks and all this was coming at him, panic, things like people like that. You don't gotta believe nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I know who I listened to and had to go through the stuff to get their voices heard and things like that. And then when I look back and analyze, I was like, yeah, man, makes total sense. Makes total sense. All right. So we do this, continue to do this, continue to fight through some of the things that you have to fight through and go through. Don't never think that you're the only one going through it. That's what I had to sit back and look at and say, Sean, you just in your most, they caught you when you was in your relationship stuff and all that stuff. So if you wasn't in that, you'd have probably just let that bounce with that. Let me start this, da. But so at this point in time, you just get older and you just get settled in yourself. Whether you want, change is hard for older people. I'll say that. So somebody like myself, I've always been a stubborn type little individual, you know, to do things. That's why I like doing things on my own, because then I don't have to be told or whatever, all this kind of stuff. I take authority well, all that stuff, from people who know and know what they're doing and stuff like that. But you have to take things to your own pace so that you don't frustrate, aggravate your own self inner. All right, and that was what I said. So we talked about that tithing. Talking about abortion, but not talking about abortion, because I beat abortion on the last video. If you want to listen to my opinion of it, like I said, I'm pro-life, but I understand totally the other side. Might disagree with it, but I totally understand it. And the only reason why I disagree with it is because I believe every human, every spirit, every the process was not made by us. Right? The Almighty made the process. So who is it us? You know, it's haunting to listen to religious zealots, and really on the liberal side, which I was a liberal. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay in the middle, but I was a liberal. You know, die hard about you're taking the rights away from women, and but you better look at the whole picture of this. All right? Your Republicans are more like, you know, like me and you. You know what I'm saying? Average type people. They're not average, but thinking wise. You know what I'm saying? They're traditional. Let's put that way. Traditional, as we know. So they're not looking at the shiny stuff and, you know, rah. Family orientated, right? Old fashioned, right? I would say you're Republicans, okay? And so, you know, we Republicans would believe in the traditional way of doing things and not going outside of norm and things like that, right? Whereas your liberals, hey, you know, you see it, you know, at one point in time, homosexuality was nowhere near the church, wasn't allowed it, right? All of a sudden now, you got certain people that can baptize and minister over ministers, high profile ministers, and stuff like that. You know, I'm not teachers on with that, right? I don't think I believe in when it comes to that, come as you are. I can't change it. I'm this or that. You're like, well, I'm not gonna be this today because I got to go to church. I'm coming as I am. So everybody should be able to come to church. Everybody. Right? But what I'm showing is, at one point, everybody couldn't come. Everybody wasn't included. Everybody was shunned. People have committed suicide, killed themselves because the church has turned their back on them, closed the door on them. Come on. We ain't talking about this stuff. So now, the church lets such and such in, and how it's great. I'm glad we, bouncing forward, seeing past our ignorance. But, hey, church, ministers, pastors, we need a apology tour. Every one of us that looked at people, prostitutes, strippers, transgenders, homosexuality, drug addicts, drug dealers, and closed the door and said, we don't want you in here because your idealism, and you don't abide by this and all that, and then give them a chance to see what your prescription of a better life, a better way, whatever, bringing them in like Jesus, and Jesus said, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. Because when they come into church, you found a way to make sure they ostracized. Well, you shouldn't, God tell you shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't. That's what we about, man. Okay, Sean, you didn't poo-pooed on everybody and venting or whatever. What's the solution? You gotta go within yourself, man. Each and every one of us gotta do a self-evaluation on self. to the highest religious sect thing that we think is on this land, whether it be Pope, you too. Because in some aspects of whatever, you full of it too. All of us need to go and self, reevaluate how we doing this. Because I know when we go on ourselves and fight our own demons, with the assistance of some of us that's out here that has been battling our demons. Oh, please believe, man. There's somebody here that's been battling demons. I know I'm one. There's not a dime on me to tell me that they ain't sure go out in the streets, man. I could be the most animals, most monstrous. I can do it. I've shown myself I can get to that line, cross it, and man, I can go in that mud probably and run a lot of things. I could be the devil's monk. Yeah, I could be his best advocate. I know this. Some of y'all know this. You listen to some of my music. You see me on this channel. Some watch me and say, man, this guy, man, nah, he undercover. I know he doing something. I know. Just in touch, teetered so long, straddling the fence so long in my life that I was able to look at both sides for what they were and say, man, I wouldn't go work for the devil. Go like work for him. Go and trust him and say, yeah, I won't mess with you for no, I had to leave him. The spirit that take me out of that place. See how that works? No, you ain't gonna do this. You ain't gonna be no sergeant major, bro. You ain't staying there that long. You gonna either kill yourself or you gonna hurt somebody and you gonna be somewhere hurt. Pluck me right out. Okay? It's like it won't allow me to go on that other side and flounder around in there no more and be like, well, I'm just over here having fun. It ain't fun and games when you got an STD. Ain't fun and games when you sitting in jail. Because some dumbasses went around and did some stuff and you don't know nothing about it. See how this works? So we here. I continue to be here. One monkey ain't gonna stop no show. Know that they still gonna come at you when you have something to say. That's the point, though. Let's start having something to say more. Let's start uplifting each other, building each other. If you have a fantasy of how a utopia is in your head and what you would like to see and what you would like to be around you, and you know you're a positive individual and you ain't got a lot of money to show people, hey, I like to give back and all that, and you ain't that, man, this is the best. Your mouthpiece, your articulate, your honesty, your example, especially you got stripes with examples of hurt and pain, and you hear. If you ain't killed yourself over a relationship, over a marriage, you ain't hurt nobody, but wanted to, but you didn't, and you got past that, that's a strike. You grew up in a bad environment, and everybody around you know, I don't know how that one right there made it out that environment. That's a story. You're a walking example. If you knew, you grew up and you know damn well, mom just had you just came out the stomach, but didn't give nothing to you, didn't do nothing for you. Dad, you seen him once or twice. And you here talking about a living? You got past that, you grew up. Grades good, job, this, that. You didn't let none of that stuff hold you back. You, excuse me, you have no you make no excuses of where you came from, the ghetto, blah, blah. You didn't make none of that. You didn't care. You made it to get out of that, to do better. You got a story. You're a walking example for tons of people out here that need you, your coaching, your inspiring, your mentoring, your uplifting, your team building, your spirituality, your religious view, philosophy. Because it don't matter what tool you use to get past them trials and tribulations, you didn't kill nobody, murder nobody, manipulate nobody, curse nobody, all that kind of throwing spells on nobody. You just, hey, God, you know what? Boom, give me that. Give me the strength, serenity, accept the things I can change, and hey, things I can't change, man. Let me push on. And you got something to say. You most definitely got something to say. We're the uplifters, each other. We're supposed to uplift each other, especially if your heart in it, your mind in it, and my heart is in it, y'all. I love myself that much. I love myself so much that because I want people to love me because that's what I am. I'm love. I don't want to approach people with anger. It upsets me, frustrates me that sometimes I have to put that not sometimes, but a lot of times right now, you know what I'm saying? Because I know where I'm at. You know, I'm not blind to what's coming at me. But it frustrates a person of light when they have to not look like, hey, no, I ain't dealing with you, man. I know what you're about. I need to shut you right off, man, girl. You know what I'm saying? That frustrates me because even them people I would like to, hey, you know, it's good. It's all right. What you think gonna happen ain't gonna happen, but you know, we cool. Cause you stay in my atmosphere, my environment, you're gonna learn. The light it's infectious. You see what I'm saying? But right now a lot of us can't revelate in that because like one of the young brothers I started listening to said, you gotta watch whose hand you shake and you know who you're around because that little bad spirit will fall off on you and stuff. And I'm starting to notice that big time. But them folks need to know too. You know, I do my little sage and come in and my spiritual baths and ensure that I talk to my Almighty. I'll say, okay, now you see that I probably entertained something that I shouldn't have entertained long. But you know, can you remove that? Or I ask my own spirit, hey, you already know. Let's go. Push that out. So, you see what I'm saying? So you use your tools. God I keep saying it. If you goddesses argue, then we're gonna argue. Understand what I'm talking about? If the goddesses argue, then everybody's gonna argue. Period. Whether it be man, woman, man, it don't matter. We all gonna argue because the goddesses are arguing. They're upset. You're the balance. If the matriarchic realm is here and it's impressing on us for the change to get in balance, then who you think needs to get in balance with the matriarchic realm? The woman. Once you get imbalanced, out of chaos, out of chaotic mind theory, right? Not being accepting of BS and da-da-da. I'm down with shooting down BS. Big time. But let's try to get a balance, ladies. And that's what a lot of you women, a lot of the goddesses and queens out there pushing, you know what I'm saying? They looking past, man, I ain't finna argue about this, that, put this out, and just go forward with it. You know what I'm saying? How you do is how you do it, because we talk free will. I just showing understanding that until you start bickering, until you start showing unity, until you start showing what Big Mama wants in her realm, balance, unity, quality of life. Until you start showing that, it don't matter what us men do. We're just tape, little glue, not even super glue. You know what I'm saying? Just a little school glue. You know what that is? That you give your kids that dollar glue that you send on there, and then when the construction get home and all fell apart because the glue ain't that glue. That's all we really can do. That's what this world been doing. You seeing under the man's aspect. You see what I'm saying? Holding it together a little bit. When stuff get chaotic, what does the man do? He gonna make a war. That's his fix. Go look at your history. So we have a better way of, there's better thinking out there. I already know it is. It's what you women want to do. I'll continue saying James Brown got it wrong. Great singer, probably the best entertainer, one top 10, top 5, shit. But they spewed in his head. He was a woman beater. He beat women. Yeah, fuck on. What's gonna tell me? Why wouldn't he make it? It's a man's world. Yeah, it's a man's world. Yeah, I can beat the woman. I can continue to hold on to my foot on her neck. She'll continue to be my prostitute. I'll continue to use her babies the way I want to. I'll continue to tell her laws about herself. I'll continue to show her that she needs to hate herself. Because if she hates herself, then she definitely will hate what comes out of her. I'm not here to play. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You're allowing people to take you to a book to tell you, oh, this is Revelations and kids against kids. You don't have to prescribe to a damn thing. You realize that, right? Just because somebody tell you your kids and your kids are going to go get you and you going to go get your kids, that don't mean you got to prescribe to that. We all out here talking about the devils and voodoo and all that stuff. You yourself prescribe to devilish ways and idealism, which contribute you to not take care of your kids, your husband, your wife, your family. Let's stop playing with ourselves. My own folks that look at me, that look like me. There's only one thing, a couple of things you fools, all of us need to do, and we can fix this, our situation. Get off yourself and make a bigger picture. But to do that, you got to love yourself. So get to loving yourself so you can distribute that love to your loved ones. You can distribute that to outside your loved ones. And that's how we build a better society, better neighborhoods, better family, bringing them back like that. You see what I'm talking about? But when you continue to destroy and contribute to the destruction of yourself, then all you just destruct. You just destructive and hurt. That's all you can bring out. Destruction and hurt, manipulation. Be better than that. We better than that. Know better, do better. Love.